Green you can cross.
All right.
Amber you can cross. Red you should cross. So they will read you. And likewise, you should read them. Where you cannot cross the road in Singapore green light, take a handphone and therefore you cannot do that.
Crossing bridges, connecting Singapore and Vietnam. Real people, real conversations, real opportunities. So join us. Let's go. Okay, Mr. Tan, maybe we'll just start with briefly introduce yourself, your role as president of SingCham Vietnam.
Okay. Hi, I'm Hwee Peng. All right, I'm actually the general director for RSC Vietnam Architects and Master Planners. This is my actual day job. I'm also concurrently the elected president for Singapore Chamber of Commerce Vietnam. All right, so just a little history about we call SingCham here, Singapore Chamber. What we do is actually was formed in 1992 with a group of about 30 Singaporeans on the 9th of August, which is actually National Day.
Oh, okay.
Right? With the aim of really helping Singaporeans sell food and really getting along together casually, also for some business relationships and all that. So over time, I think it's grown. Right now we have a total number of members close to 400, 350 something, 400 members to our country, but primarily in Ho Chi Minh City and then also in Hanoi. So a little bit about that is that also Ho Chi Minh is now administered under Ho Chi Minh City chapter. All right, Hanoi chapter was actually formerly under a different group called Singapore Business Association Vietnam. Okay, so we were merged successfully after alignment last year. So now we have a total strength of nearly 400 mainly Singapore members with some local Vietnamese and other members.
Nice. Most of them are based in Ho Chi Minh or Hanoi, 50-50?
Mostly based in Ho Chi Minh City.
Right.
All right, and most of our members reside in the city. We do have some schemes where we have also overseas businesses, but who are here on a regular basis or who take an active interest in Vietnam business development. They can also be joining as associate members as well.
So what's the main objective of our goals of SingCham Vietnam?
I think we look at SingCham in original true to the ideas and also expanded. We firstly want to see SingCham as a gateway for Singaporeans to come in. I think in three ways. One is to introduce new Singaporeans or looking to or interested or trying to find out more about some business development related to their businesses in Vietnam and where to go to. So it's almost like a NGO that we are helping out and connecting with these Singaporeans for their work. So it makes entry into Vietnam much easier. Right. So that's the first thrust. The second intent is actually to then, of course, within once you're in, and also we connect and we actually conduct a lot of networking sessions to connect you to the partners here and also to grow the local Singapore community with the locals here, with other expatriates as well.
Right.
I think so. This is how you will actually help to grow the roots of Singapore identity, a community, and also business. Now the third thrust, of course, we also see ourselves potentially as Singapore as a brand. All right, and you can see, for example, Vietnam is actually growing very strongly.
Yes.
In ASEAN, or the 10 countries, growing very strongly, and we see that we are also a place where we can actually push and promote Singapore as a brand, Singaporean companies as a brand across the at least the Indo-China region.
Right.
I think that's where at least the three trusts come in, expand and grow, and then push out.
Right. Any specific industries that you feel would be advantageous or good for Singapore companies to come in?
I think Singapore actually has been variously over the years, and especially the coming 2 years, we're actually a top investor.
Correct. The biggest FDI.
Biggest FDI investor in Vietnam. All right, so that says a lot about how Singaporeans view Vietnam in the context of
Right.
ASEAN and all the world. All right, we see this as a place for growth, and I tend to agree that in the midterm, at least, right, to the long term, Vietnam is going to be growing quite exponentially. Of course, there are issues with its own country, but overall, there's a sense of optimism in the country, and then we see that it's going up.
Right.
Yeah.
When you communicate or through your events with members, what are the issues that they bring up to you, and what are the things that you guys discuss about how to make things better or how to adapt better living in Vietnam?
So, okay, very interestingly, what happened is that I actually took over as a president elected just this term.
Right.
All right. And I've actually opened up this and we've been looking to reformulate it a little bit more. I think we are good, we are steady, but we are looking to grow out and be more big outreach. So what they could see through SingCham is this. I think through us, we actually organize many levels. We are, if you see us, that there are three ways of doing it. We have the core group made up of the BOM such as myself, my vice presidents and all that, and also the ESCO group in general. All right, that execute the functions of the chamber, both for Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi. We also, apart from this, so this is the one we actually set out. Variously, we have three areas.
Okay.
One is actually what they call the external relationships. So engagement, dialogues with the government, the institutes here.
Yes.
So really on a higher level.
Higher level.
Then we have a second one, which is actually enterprise relations, which is actually we work with other chambers, other associations, and such. And this one we bring forth and enrich the networking process, right? Reaching out to many of these things, right? And also I'd like to say that at the higher level, we also are also closely working with Enterprise Singapore, all right, and also with Singapore Business Federation, all right. And we are bringing this. So we also told to Enterprise Singapore to encourage people who want their members coming in that this is the first step. You should come in and talk to us, talk to Singapore Chambers. And the third group we have, a subcommittee, is actually that of member relations. So we listen to and organize events and activities for them, and also as a hearing out how they actually can. There are so-called informal work groups that are created on this level. So this is actually within the EXCO parts. Now, in addition to this part, we have also done over the years, so we have about 6 sector committees. Sector committees meaning in the region of, for example, logistics, smart chain, construction and development, which I'm in, startup innovations, food and beverage,
Right.
all right, and smart cities and all that. And we are also looking to grow maybe 1-2 more in this coming term. There to be fixed, maybe education, maybe medical, and all that. So the idea is that within the community, we encourage the members to start forward, put up a paper, all right, within their area expertise, form a committee that within the umbrella of SingCham, and then promote their own activities, reach out. So these are more specialized rather than just saying, oh, I come for networking, have a drink and go back.
Right.
So these are more meaningful, more targeted. Within this also, we have set up programs in addition to what you mentioned earlier, with the associations, with the dialogues and all that. These sector committees will also be bringing forth sometimes the internal meetings, all right, or also maybe to the extent of setting up seminars, right, to conduct some work groups and seminars, and then also invite to other people to join in and participate, right? So these are more industry targeted sectors. So this one, we hope to bring and highlight and bring out the value of Singapore Chambers. We also like to add that we also say that because we are also the biggest investor in Singapore, in Vietnam, also we work very closely with the ASEAN members, very close with, I mean, Malaysia, Thailand, right? But also, Hong Kong, Taiwan, China, India. So we are all very close with many of the Asian chambers.
Right.
In addition, this year we also pushing up. For example, just yesterday we just conducted a first networking session with GBA German Business Association.
Right.
All right, we'll be talking to more of the Western Eurocham, American chambers, Australian chambers, and such.
So you're also helping other country members who wants to come into Vietnam. So you guys become like some of the middlemen.
Yes, also across the board, we are also in talks with these chambers to also say, look, you have your area's expertise, right? For example, sustainability experts, we also have in our panel.
Right.
Let's push it together. Let's form more connectivity. I think this is, synergy begets synergy. Right? This is an energy thing going. The more you encourage this, the more these things go.
So that's more on the business level. What about the social level? How do you guys help members to feel a bit more at home in Vietnam? As they first come in, I'm sure they have a lot of culture shocks, to say that. Yeah.
So primarily, this Singapore Chamber is a commerce by definition.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But now we also have look at these softer aspects of things. A couple of things. One of, for example, we do have what they call a women's business leaders group.
Right.
All right. And also through that, there are also efforts to bring about, parenting issues and this and that. Right. Also with the local. So I think it's actually a very interesting group. Yeah. Now we are also looking again, right, actively whether forming an equivalent of MCCY, cultural community and youth soft groups, headed by some of our other members, and also to do reach out. So this one also, we also talking to SGN, Singapore, and also say, for example, you have Children's Day, Day, I think these are, while soft, I think really the outreach with these self-help groups are very good. I think you also brought a good point. Perhaps integration with other than the community part, the business part, we actually can talk about communities. We will take that in mind. So these are some of the things we do. Now also on the social aspect of things, we are primarily a voluntary group. NGO we do not take. Let's explain a bit. We are all volunteers, all right, including myself. All right. Of course, we do pay some secretaries just to do the daily functioning of the office and to spearhead. But primarily, all the revenue that we collected are not subject to tax when it's diverted to also the founders, which actually set up an education fund, charity fund. This charity fund aims to help the local Vietnamese from secondary to university. We seek out deserving candidates, poor people. We believe that education is an anchor for all things made possible in the future and for the betterment of the society. So I think that's a trust we build very firmly. So at the end of it, I think you can see online our audit is actually available publicly for anyone to see.
Sure.
All right. Now, just a couple of weeks ago, we also signed an MOU with one NGO to help disperse these funds, identify potential candidates.
Okay.
Right. And also just about last week only, or before that, we also conducted a charity golf sessions, right, with some on auctions and all that.
So that's an annual event?
That's an annual event. We have the annual golf event, but we also have like last year, the previous time we even tried soccer as well.
Okay.
So in the chamber called soccer and all that.
Right.
It's also very, very exciting. Right. So all these proceeds really go towards the fund for charity.
Okay. So when talking about Singapore companies coming in, I'm sure there's some new members and all those kind of things, right? What about those that are thinking of coming to Vietnam? Worried about certain things, language, food?
I think the cultural shock, in a sense, because Singaporeans are also really Southeast Asians. I think the adaptation is really a lot easier, for example, compared to a Western country. But Singaporeans are also a very interesting mix of, exposed to Western thinking and all that. So in a way, yes, there is some adjustment to be made. All right. I think in terms of the food, I think should be okay. I think for the majority of them, the food is really quite healthy.
Yeah.
Very healthy.
Lots of leaves.
You got a lot of, in Malaysia, we call them ulam.
Yeah, ulam.
It's like food around that. And then the fruits and vegetables are really fresh.
Yes, I agree.
And also, again, it's, for example, in Ho Chi Minh City, at least, food is actually very cosmopolitan, where you have a range of all kinds of food from, Chinese to Italian to Japanese, or you name it, it's very good. And the prices are very good. So if you're looking to beat inflation, please come here. All right. That's a joke, but it's really seriously, worthwhile. So this is adjustment. So of course, culturally, they are apart from, of course, food or that. Such as myself, for example, I came in Vietnam about over 4 years ago, right, the COVID period. You do have some empathy about how Vietnamese culture operate, right? Highly encourage, please do read up
Before coming over.
historical history of Vietnam.
Right.
All right, and Vietnam, by and large, in a sense, is also I may say part of the Sinocentric group of countries, China. So many of the modes of thinking, right, and action and that is pretty much Confucian, right? There's respect for elders, all right. There's deferment. There's some authority. Also, interestingly, while that's happening, so the relationships, the cultural observances actually are maybe even closer than what we see in Singapore.
Right.
For example, we are a bit more mixed. At the same time, do also understand that it is a different governmental operation. So there's history. So highly recommend that read it out. Right. But having said that, come here with an open mind. All right. I think part of the things that I also give talks to students coming. In fact, in June, we're going to talk to some students. I've given talks, exposure, they call OSIP, Overseas Integration Program. Okay, Temasek Poly, Ngee Ann Poly, ITE, Yishun Secondary School. We're doing this as well. And then students ask the same question you do, right? How do we do this and all that? They say, yeah, come with an open mind. We say, why come to Vietnam? So my answer to them, why not? Right. Why not? All right, because if you look at it, Singapore is getting to be quite a fairly developed country, right? Fairly developed, and while we are having the skill sets, of course, with developed countries has its own opportunities and challenges as well.
Sure.
Likewise for here, and my position to the students, right, is this: Singapore has given you a good base of foundational knowledge, skill sets, all right, and Singaporeans as far less also have a good reputation here, actually by and large. And you bring this here, right, and you find that you have a lot more opportunities to explore here. All right. Whereas it's very developed, here is still in the midst of developing. Right? It's far more. It's about a bigger country, bigger population, younger population, being hungry, ready to go to the next level. Right. So definitely, this is an area of opportunities. Likewise, if you even observe the earlier, I will call migrant populations, right? The Koreans, the Japanese, the Taiwanese, for example, right? Koreans were here in the 80s, right? Yeah, why is that? Because in the countries, they're already fairly ahead of us. Right. Like, challenges happen, coming opportunities happen. All right, and these communities have been here for a few decades. We are quite well integrated into the Vietnamese community fabric as well.
Okay. So when companies decide to expand or go overseas, we're always positive. We always want to succeed. We're always looking at the good things, but of course that's not the reality, lah. Some companies have to close down and retreat. I'm sure you have heard a lot of stories like that, especially Singapore companies coming over.
Okay, thank you. Interesting perspective. I mean, like for example, my company been here for 20 years. We have a share of ups and downs. I think we are. I felt they were still around. That says for something. I think yes. Again, with what I said, do read up a bit more about the historical and cultural aspects of Vietnamese. I think one of the key things that, which is also is a victim of Singapore's success, is this. All right, we inherited the Western traditions of rule of law, very clear, like from Lee Kuan Yew and all that, and what to do, what not to do, and we obey. And by and large, we are a very obedient nation, right? And we expect the same of others as we do. All right, and when you step out of Singapore, in many parts of Southeast Asia, some of the businessmen would know they operate, and even more in Asia and all that this is not always the case. All right, so we are rather taking things out front. So I suggest you will need to, over time, develop what I call a sense of social and spatial awareness around you. All right, that the what they call the indirect language of people and all that. So the content may say so.
Right.
Even in Hanoi, there's a saying. They say there are 30 ways of saying yes. But
30.
only one is actually yes. Right. So what they actually mean to say, like, wow, it's actually, it's not yes, it's okay. But you translate it as yes, it's actually not yes. It's actually noted. I hear you.
Right.
Not necessarily I
agree with you.
Yeah. So these are the contexts. I think in some of our Southeast Asian cultures are also the same. Some would be aware of this. So that is the part I think they need to know to read between the lines. All right. When engaging in any business here, I'm not to say that it is a bed of roses, like I say, right? And also, it is not bad, but just need to be aware of all this. And this is of course where we go SingCham with our members here can also offer the help to talk about what to see, what to see, right? And as in a way, like when you buy coffee and talk, know what you need to do. All right. Also, like personally, if you want to talk about it, I had paid my tuition lessons in China and India.
Right.
All right. So I think came in, the company thought that I was suitable to deal with some of these nuances. So so the way they do here, remember only recent, not so recent, right? Vietnam went through a terrible war, right? And the nation is growing up rapidly, right? They are young, they're dynamic, they're hardworking, they're smart. But having said that, it was pretty much picking itself up, but they don't have a benefit of this rule-based order in a sense. So it was actually developing, and you can see, for example, Vietnam infrastructure is still very badly needed, and the government recognizes this and taking steps for co-investment and all that. And also likewise, in the same aspect, the software is also
The humans everywhere.
human software is developing. So hence there's very much of that mentality that we deal with, right? If you know how to reach out and say, look, how can I make that better? What works for you and us and all that, despite the contract, all right? So the culture is very different.
Yeah. Right.
All right. And also, one of the examples I like to tell all my people here, okay, you can buy a t-shirt in this place here. This is red, amber, and green.
Right.
All right. And the green say, so if you ever tried to cross the road first time as a visitor here, so,
I was about to ask you for tips on how to cross the road.
all right, you'll be very intimidated. You can spend 5-10 minutes not knowing how to cross.
Right.
All right, they move like fish. They call it a fish. You notice most of the people, even though it's so crowded, they don't really touch each other. They will put there's a way of what I call the spatial awareness. And in social, they will read you. And likewise, you should read them. Right? You cannot cross the road in Singapore green light, take a handphone, and therefore you cannot do that. Likewise, you get into trouble. So what happens that green you can cross,
All right.
amber you can cross, red you still
Sure.
cross. All right, that's pretty much sums up, and then whether if you take the traffic, if you even take a Grab bike, for example, to the traffic, you will see how they find ways to reach their destination. Metaphorically speaking, this is how I think many of the operations work here. Okay, they will move towards a rule-based order. Okay, hard one. But at the same time, there are many of these things that they will do. All right, and you have to know how to make that work for you as well, for your business, for your personal life coming here. Right, with that kind of awareness, will help you a lot.
So last point. Any tip or advice for those who are interested in coming to Vietnam? What are probably the first 2 or 3 steps that they need to do even before setting up shop here?
Okay, first you need to know your business,
Right.
obviously. All right, and where do you see yourself with relation to your business towards this part of the world, particularly in Vietnam? All right, what do you offer? All right, I think at this point in time, like I said, you will say, like for example, when I first stepped into Vietnam a couple of years back, it felt very much like Shanghai where I actually went. All right, it is dynamic, it's very entrepreneurial, and they are in need of expertise. All right, in 10 years to come, like for example, China, what have you offered? What can you offer to them?
Right.
We have yet to have a national car. They have BYD.
Yes.
Right. So likewise, right now, I think this is a good time. And they're keen to learn from us and be sincere. But again, like I said, find out what your business needs. what you think you can offer. In return, how can you benefit them? So it is a mutually beneficial relationship. All right, and of course, talk to SingCham. We are a gateway for all Singaporeans coming in. Yeah.
Okay, so one last question. Talking about local talent development, do you feel that is one area that incoming Singaporean companies need to look at?
Incoming as in
Like the new companies from Singapore coming in, do we have to pay special attention to development of local talent to help the company grow? Because we're always looking at the cost of operations, right? Cost of labor, it's cheap. Everybody wants to come.
of course.
Yeah, but besides cost, there's other aspects of labor that we have to be aware of.
Okay, because of the unique way the environments here, do not expect the very, very straight, efficient way of conducting business like Singapore. I do this, I go task.
Right.
And here there are many considerations when they execute a certain task. Right, you need to be there to empathize and also to develop that workforce that you have. All right, and how they think. Right, they are quite indirect in a sense. They won't exactly tell you what they like or don't like. So I think you need to be working with them closely. And I'm sure that they are, like I say, they are really smart and dynamic. All right, and if they get their trust, I think that's definitely good for you.